Are your tires properly inflated?
Not right now. The little light came on the other day. Brian Grandstaff from Brian's Tire Factory and Auto Repair joins us today. And when we were going into the break, I said something about PSI, and then I turned to Matt and said, "What is PSI? I have no idea." What is PSI? Just so I know we can check it.
Well, I want to talk about that little light that came on.
Yeah.
You know, that came on because of the change in temperature, unless you got a nail in your tire. Yeah, a lot of times with the temperature fluctuations, the air in your tires will fluctuate. And it's just a matter of a couple of pounds, and that TPMS, tire pressure monitor system, will pop on and tell you to go get some air in there.
Okay.
Now back to PSI. Pounds per square inch. All right, all tires are designed to run on cars at what the engineers of the cars set for the pounds per square inch, the PSI. And that is found on the inner door of the driver's door. There's a placard, a sticker. And it tells you right there on that sticker how much air to put in your tire.
So it's not the same for every car. I would not have guessed that.
It is not. It used to be everybody would look at the sidewall of the tire because it has a max air pressure on it.
Okay.
And that's what they set their tires. But that was completely wrong.
Because how does a tire know what it's going on, what vehicle it's going on to?
Exactly. So along with the door placard, there's your owner's manual. And your owner's manual will tell you. And most cars these days run anywhere from 26 pounds in their tires, clear up to 40. You know, on the passenger cars, and the light trucks, of course, are higher than that.
So what difference does it make if your tire is, you know, a few pounds off? Like, what effect does that have on your driving?
Well, it all has to do with rolling resistance, okay? The harder the tire rolls, the less fuel economy you get. With these new hybrids, it's very important to have a very low rolling resistance tire. And if your tire isn't properly inflated, say it's a little flat, it takes more power to roll that tire. And thus your fuel economy suffers, and millions of gallons are wasted every day from underinflated tires. That's, you know, that's in our industry, they talk about that a lot.
So if you're, you know, if you have a vehicle that doesn't tell you a light come on to tell you that it's maybe it's an older vehicle. You've seen those little things, they're like little pen gauges. You can just pop into the air of your tire to check it.
Oh, a tire gauge?
Yeah, pressure gauge?
Yeah, pressure gauge. And it should be standard equipment in your glove box. You should have one.
We do have one of those, in addition to a light.
Quite honestly, you should be checking your tire pressure at least once a month, if not every other week or something like that. Because it'll save you money and fuel. It really will. And it'll make the tire last longer. It'll make the car handle the way it was designed to handle. It's very important information.
So if you want to save some money, that's one thing you can do.
And don't we all, especially with the gas prices right now, that's really a big deal for a lot of people. Now, I see you have here a studded snow tire. We are getting ready. It's in Idaho, so October,
a lot of people are probably calling you up saying, "Oh, can I make an appointment to come have these put on?"
Quite honestly, I hate to say it, but I really wish it was about 10 degrees colder today. We'd be selling a lot of these. But anyway, this is the animal. This is the studded snow tire. This is the elite traction tire for wintertime. If you can see that there's lots of studs in this tire. A lot of folks like to run the studs. Some of them like to run the studless tires. A studless tire is similar to this, except for it doesn't have the studs. If you can see, this tire is very heavily siped, lots of little cuts in it to get a good biting traction on the snow and the ice.
Talked about before.
And that's what makes that really work. And along with the stud, you get that great traction on the extra slick roads. You asked me a question earlier, when do the studs wear out? Well, a stud is designed to wear at the same rate as a tire. Even though you might not see this little tip protruding from the stud, it is still doing its job. What it is, it's a carbide piece of metal wrapped in aluminum, and it's made to wear with the tire. That carbide is always there as long as the stud is still in the tire, so it'll still bite and dig into that.
So as long as you can see it, it's still working for you.
Absolutely.
And studs make a big difference, do they not? When I was in college, I was in Utah, so my mom always made sure I had studded snow tires on my car, and I never slid, and everybody else seemed to be sliding
around you.
I am a big believer in studs. A stud will give 20% better traction over a studless tire. That's tremendous. And everybody wants to be able to go. But it's all about stopping and turning, not going. You know, if you can't go, you're not going to go.
You're not going to go anywhere.
You're safe. You're not going anywhere. But when you're turning a corner or trying to stop, that's when you really need the extra biting power. And some all-season tires are very good, but if you live in the hills or on the benches, by golly, it is really a good idea to buy the stud.
And they tend to last for several years, then it's not a one-year deal.
Because you run a stud, they have to come off. October 1st is the first day you can put them on. April 30th is when they have to come off.
All right.
And
very cool. All right, Brian, thank you so much for coming in today and sharing the knowledge.
That's right.
And we're going to have your answers to our question of the day coming up next.